Hey everyone, Lacey here, and I am so excited to talk about Willow. Guys, I had the pleasure of watching the series a couple weeks ago up to the finale. So I've seen 7 episodes of Willow, and I just adore this series so much. I am excited to kick off our kind of review series here on TRB with episode 1 of Willow. Now, for those people that don't know, Willow is a series that takes place after the original movie, which came out in 1988. It stars Warwick Davis, Val Kilmer, Joanne Whaley, I believe is her name, just to make sure I look at. Yep. And it is the story of a baby that was born, that is the prophecy destined one that we see in many hero stories. And she is at risk of being killed by the evil Queen Bavmorda. She then escapes through the help of a midwife and gets sent downstream to Warwick Davis and his family. They take her in and then realize who she is and how they need to return her to another great wizard or witch to help her take her rightful place as empress of the land and to defeat the evil Queen Bavmorda. It is absolutely charming, the movie. So if you haven't had a chance, definitely go watch it because it kind of sets up where the series is going. But I can tell you right now, you don't need to watch the movie before you see the series. There are plenty of moments, including in this first episode, of nostalgic callbacks that will let you know what's going on. So this is the first review of our series. It's only for episode 1. Spoiler alert, however, I won't go past episode 1. I will strictly talk about what happens in this first premiere for the series. So first of all, I can't express enough, this is a great start to the series. We get introduced to all the different characters that are all new, with the exception of Sorsha, who's the queen, who is the original Sorsha from the movie 1988. She marries Madmartigan, who is the character Val Kilmer plays, and they have 2 children, Princess Kit and Prince Eirk. So we meet them at the beginning. They're kind of living their life. We get introduced to Erin Kellyman's, also Empress Nest, her character in the series, and it's just a good setup. And we meet a bunch of different people and kind of get a feel for where the world's at, which is kind of like this peaceful place that most adventure stories start with. Like everything's going great until something goes wrong, right? We kick off with Kit is engaged to a prince from another land, and the marriage of them together is going to unite kind of the kingdoms. We've seen this in Disney stories and many other kind of romantic kingdom type stories. Of course, Kit reminds me of kind of like a Jasmine, the type of princess that doesn't want to be a princess, that doesn't want to be in a situation where she has to get married without being in love with the person. She has feelings for someone else, that kind of thing. So naturally she gets into a fight with her mom. However, things go awry when she kind of tells the soon-to-be betrothed prince off, and then the castle gets attacked by the dark side, the kind of evil people. There's this hawk kind of half bird woman. There is this dude with like a cage on his head. He's like a kind of an ogre orc type character, just really creepy. And there's fog, which is really kind of like just pulling people out of the fog, and they're attacking. So we're unsure of who's going to get taken, right? At the end of the day, it is Prince Eirk. He gets taken and kidnapped, leaving kind of everybody in the castle somewhat shook from what had occurred in the attack. Sorsha then decides that they must go on a quest to find Willow, who had spoken about this kind of situation would arise eventually, because the whole kingdom had been protected by this barrier, magical barrier to keep the bad stuff out. But as we always know, it always makes its way in. So we have a group of Borman, who's this kind of Madmartigan type character from the original film, Han Solo-ish, comedic timing, but heart of gold, but kind of out there for himself. Kit, Erin Kellyman's character, the maid/chef girl that was in love with Eirk, who is now saying, I need to go find Eirk. I need to come with you. And then some soldiers as well take everybody on the quest. So the series kicks off with the same kind of feelings that I had with Willow, the original film, which is that it has this kind of Lord of the Rings, Labyrinth, had a baby type quest. And I loved it. I loved all the characters, the way it was set up. And it just it builds the excitement. You know, you have moments of emotional connection and the characters are so relatable. And then it leads right into some action sequences. So you're kind of always on the edge of your seat of like what's going to happen next. But then there are these moments that you get to breathe and kind of take in the character development of where these people are going in their journey. So then towards the end of the episode, they get chased by some bad guys. I forget their names. They're kind of the skull wearing bad guys. I in my head I'm saying Death Eaters, but that's Harry Potter, so they're not Death Eaters, but they're definitely like Death Riders or something like that. And they chase them into some water, but then they find, you know, Willow. They make their way downstream and find Willow. So it's nice to see Warwick Davis on screen again. And of course we get the reveal of who Elora Danan is. I won't say it here because I want you guys to experience it on your own, but it was a nice reveal. Is very well done. I had an inkling of that's who it was, but it's nice and exciting to see that in the screen, because it's like you see the original and she's such a little baby, and then to know in the series it's really going to explore kind of destiny and the feeling of you have everything resting on your shoulders, like you are the chosen one. And I love those kinds of stories, you know, Luke Skywalker, Rey, Spider-Man, all those types of kind of Frodo hero journey stories. That's what this is going to be. And I couldn't be more excited to see where the series goes. Oh my God. I think my favorite thing about this series so far is John Kasdan's writing. I think he does an amazing job of just writing his characters in a way that they're just so funny. Like, I found myself laughing out loud numerous times throughout this episode. And it just kind of doesn't take itself too seriously. It really has fun and gets you kind of connecting with the people, because it reminds you of like, if I was on this journey, like what kind of comments would I be making? And it kind of brings the whole epicness of the adventure to a level of like, what would happen if you were there too? I loved it. I loved every minute of this, and I'm so pumped. It's giving me that Force Awakens feelings where it's like the beginning of a journey, and I can't wait to see where it goes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the series so far in the comment section below. I can't wait to talk about this. I've been waiting to talk about it. And I keep saying it, but I can't wait. We're just getting started here. And this series really caught me off guard of how much I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is just super, super fun, emotional, relatable, just totally perfectly nostalgic, while also giving me fresh themes and fresh characters that it's kind of interesting to be this crazy about characters that are not in the Star Wars galaxy. And I love it. I'm all about it. But as always, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lacey Gillerin, and we could talk about this more in the comment section. But until next time, I can't say may the Force be with you, because we're not talking about Star Wars. So have a good day. Bye.